Hello, I'm Erik Robey.
And I'm Karla Schaffer, and this is Anne Arundel County Week in Review. On today's show, we'll meet a young writer who has something to say about recycling, and we'll take a look at a new summer camp for kids with special needs. Making headlines around the county, well, some of us, Erik, are still recovering from the 4th of July weekend, which saw a huge turnout this year despite the economy that is still struggling. You wouldn't know it though. Thousands came out to Annapolis, Glen Burnie, and other watching spots to check out impressive fireworks displays. And the parades. There were parades all over the county. In Annapolis, there were antique fire trucks, people dressed in colonial attire, and Santa in swim trunks. In Severna Park, it was all about bikes, including double-deckers and unicycles. Everyone was brandishing the red, white, and blue and celebrating the founding of our nation. County Executive Leopold, who marched in the Severna Park parade, said of the holiday, "America remains the greatest nation in the world. We're always striving to get better and stronger. Celebrations like this are a chance to see the patriotism in our community." In the past, some of the fireworks celebrations have been subsidized by the government, but this year they all raised money through private fundraising. It was great to see communities come through and celebrate with style.
Well, there was some sobering news over the holiday weekend as a Pasadena man went missing following a boat accident in the Magathie River. He has since been found. Jimmy Kane was thrown from his boat along with a female passenger who was recovered by another boater. According to the Maryland Gazette, Kane made a sharp turn in his 17-foot Carolina skiff, tossing both people from the boat. The Maryland Department of Natural Resources said if Kane indeed died as a result of the accident, the number of boating fatalities will already exceed the number of all fatalities from last year. We certainly send our best to Jimmy Kane's family. Whenever you're out on the water, be sure to observe the following safety tips. Avoid going out alone. Try to have at least one person with you in case of an emergency. Bring plenty of water and sunscreen to protect against dehydration or sun poisoning. Do not use drugs or alcohol while operating a boat. Know your boat's capabilities and only travel to areas your boat can handle. Check safety equipment such as lights, fire extinguishers, life vest, and first aid kits. Tell someone where you're going. Follow navigation and other rules of the water. Anne Arundel County has so much to offer with hundreds of miles of shoreline. We want to make sure that everyone can enjoy all of our rivers and the Chesapeake Bay, but do it by being safe.
This week, the Anne Arundel County Fire Department responded to 1,477 calls for service. This included more than 1,079 emergency medical calls and 144 fire calls. This week, one person was killed and another person was seriously injured during a house fire and a midday fire in the South County neighborhood. With us to tell us more about these incidents is Division Chief Michael Cox of the Anne Arundel County Fire Department. Chief?
Thanks, Karla. Around 1:35 p.m. on Saturday, July 2nd, 2011, Anne Arundel County firefighters were dispatched to a reported dwelling fire in the 1300 block of Shore Drive in the Edgewater area of Anne Arundel County. The first unit to arrive on the scene reported heavy smoke coming from a one-story single-family dwelling. Crews also were advised by witnesses at the scene that there may have been occupants trapped in the dwelling. At that time, a second alarm was immediately requested and an interior fire attack as well as search and rescue operations were initiated by the first arriving crews. During the search of the dwelling, 2 occupants of the home were subsequently located. The first person, an 84-year-old female, suffered life-threatening injuries as a result of the incident. She was rescued from the dwelling by fire crews and treated by fire department paramedics at the scene. She was ultimately transported to the Johns Hopkins Bayview Medical Center in Baltimore Priority 1 via Maryland State Police helicopter. A second person was also located by crews on the interior of the dwelling. This person was also an adult of unknown age and unknown sex who was determined to be deceased at the time she was found. In addition to the 2 individuals found in the dwelling, a third person was treated at the scene, a neighbor, a Mr. Jody Carvalho. He was treated for possible smoke inhalation and transported to Anne Arundel Medical Center in Annapolis via ambulance for evaluation. The name of the deceased in this case is being withheld pending positive identification and the cause of death based on the results of an autopsy that will be conducted by the Maryland State Medical Examiner. In all, it took more than 60 firefighters from Anne Arundel County, Annapolis City, and the Naval Academy Fire Departments more than 30 minutes to bring the 2-alarm incident under control. No firefighters were injured fighting the blaze. The cause of the fire, which originated in the interior of the home, remains under investigation. A damage estimate was not immediately available. However, fire investigators at the scene believe the house and its contents to be a total loss. The Red Cross was also called to assist the remaining residents of the home. Karla?
Thanks, Chief. This is the third fire death of the year in the county. Fire officials want to remind all residents to check their smoke detectors regularly. In the event that you do not have a smoke detector, residents may call the fire department's Office of Public Fire Safety Education and Injury Prevention to obtain one. Fire officials would also like to remind residents to consider installing a residential fire sprinkler system if they're doing major remodeling projects or building addition to their homes. These devices have been shown to prevent deaths in more than 90% of residential home fires.
In this week's Community Spotlight, Mark Chang talks about the next carnival coming to town. Mark.
Thank you. I'm over here at the big Glen Burnie Carnival grounds behind the Glen Burnie Improvement Association in downtown Glen Burnie. And with me today I have Candy Fonts and Gary Falls and Dolores Call, Donna Falls, and also Senator Ed DeGrange. And they're members of the executive committee and also organizers for the upcoming Glen Burnie Carnival. And we're here to talk about the upcoming big Glen Burnie Carnival and also get information about what the Glen Burnie Improvement Association does for the community. And first of all, I'd like to start off with Candy Fonts, who's the vice president of the organization. Candy, could you tell the folks in Glen Burnie and also throughout the rest of the county, what is the mission and purpose of the Glen Burnie Improvement Association?
Sure. Actually, the Glen Burnie Improvement Association was established obviously for the improvement of our community. Initially, it was founded for the creation of sidewalks in Glen Burnie. Back in 1908, Crane Highway was known as Light Street, and it was actually paved with oyster shells, and your feet got dusty. So that was the first project that we undertook, and we've just gone on from there in 104 years.
Great. And my understanding is that this is the 104th Carnival, and you got nice program books that folks can come by and get, and then there's cups that some of the folks have and other program books here. So there's plenty of things to come and get at the Glen Burnie Carnival. Could you tell the folks in the past, give a background about what the carnival days were like in the past?
Totally different than it is today, obviously. In 1908, the first carnival that we had, you have to keep in mind that folks at that point didn't have cars, so everything was done by horse and buggy. Even back then, they were big on trying to do commuters. They actually had contests for the horse and buggy that brought the most amount of people into the carnival. We've done contests in the past. We had jousting, dances, a husband calling contest, baby contest, things like that. And it's just evolved over the years. A lot of it's had to change because of the amount of crowds and the size of the rides. So some things had to be scaled back in order to be able to encompass everything else.
Great. Growing up in the area, I was lifelong Glen Burnie. I really appreciated coming out here and notice it's a family-friendly event. And could you tell folks out there how this is friendly on the pocketbook?
Well, every year we try to stay within the means for every family in the area. In the past, we've had the wristbands, the Ride All Night wristbands at a discounted price. We found that is something that we wanted to take a look at this year and make some changes. So we've decided to offer the discount pricing tickets. Right now, individual ride tickets are $1.25 each. Kiddie rides are 1 ticket. Major rides require 3. And we've decided this year to make the discount pricing hopefully affordable for all the families. It's 30 tickets for $33 or 50 tickets for $50. So that reduces your price. One of the benefits to that is that you can use them any night of the carnival. It doesn't matter, rain or shine, you can use them every night. So it's not just one night that they're valid for.
Great. My understanding is in years past there's been a car raffle, and there's going to be a car raffle again this year. My understanding is it's going to be a 2011 Nissan Versa.
Yep, the hatchback.
Great. And in addition to that, I understand there's a Gas and Go raffle. Could you tell the folks about that?
Sure. We've had the Gas and Go raffle in the past. This year we've made some changes to it. We're actually going to have a drawing every night of the carnival. So starting on Friday, July 29th through Friday, August 5th, we'll offer a $100 ExxonMobil gas card at the close of the carnival each night. And then on Saturday, August 6th, the last night of the carnival, we'll actually have 2 prizes. The first one being a $250 ExxonMobil gas card, and the final one, the grand prize, being a $500 ExxonMobil gas card.
Great. Well, thank you very much for your service to GBIA as Vice President of the Community Association. You know, I work with a lot of different community associations all throughout the county, and this is one of the best ones that I've had the opportunity to work with, and I really appreciate it. And also, it's my home community association, as you know, too. But, you know, you all are very involved, and thank you for all the work you do and helping the folks that you represent in this area. So now I'd like to shift over to Donna Falls. And Donna, you know, the carnival generates a lot of profits. Could you tell us where the profits go to?
Sure. Other than the upkeep and the maintenance of the GBIA building, we sponsor events like the Memorial Day Parade, Richard H. Carter Award, the 4th of July fireworks that we just recently had. We do the sponsor of the 5K race and 1 mile fun walk, the Santa sleigh ride, the tree lighting. We also help with organizations, whether it be the sports or schools or different organizations in the area.
Okay, great. And folks out there in Glen Burnie who are not part of the Glen Burnie Improvement Association, how can they get more information about becoming a member and also the information, times and dates?
To be a member of GBIA, you must live within our boundaries. It's $1 for a lifetime membership. Our meetings are the second Tuesday of each month at 7 o'clock. We invite everyone to attend, and we also, at those meetings, discuss local interests to those people that attend.
Great. Thank you very much, Donna, for coming on the show. I appreciate all the information. Thanks for all the work you do in the GBIA. Now shifting over to Gary. How are you doing today, Gary?
Doing just fine, thank you.
Great. And with me, I have a little prop here. It's a silver coin here. And also, my understanding is that there's silver coins given out throughout the carnival for folks for pay for the carnival.
Right. Each year in the past, all the volunteers, and again, the Glen Burnie Carnival is an all-volunteer carnival. All the volunteers that work here at the carnival each night will receive 25 cents in pay. And that's the tradition started many, many years ago, a long time. A lot of times people will come right from work. They will come from work and come to the carnival to do their volunteer time, so they would have a chance to get something to eat before they went to their stand or went to their booth to help out with the carnival for that evening. So we've continued that tradition since then, and each night everybody who works, who volunteers at the carnival will receive a 25-cent in pay, and it's just a tradition that we've continued for a long, long time.
Great, thank you, Gary. And the carnival is right around the corner, and I know the summer schedules get busy for everyone, so that folks can start circling on their calendars the dates and times of the carnival. Could you tell the folks out there the dates and times of the carnival?
Right. It begins on Friday, July 29th. It goes to the following Saturday, August 6th. We are closed on Sunday. The hours are Monday through Thursday are from 7 to 10:30. Friday night it's 7 to 11, and Saturdays it's 6 to 11. And we hope everybody comes out and has a good time and helps with the GBIA fundraising. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much, Gary. Really appreciate it. Ed, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, Mark.
Great to see you, and thanks for all the work that you do in the Maryland State Senate for us in this area, and really appreciate it. And I know folks and constituents can catch you out here every night at the Glen Burnie Carnival out here working hard, and one of the favorite things I like to do is actually walk out of here pretty stuffed. So could you tell the folks out there what kind of food and games are here?
Oh, we've got plenty of food. We've got fried Snickers, we got fried Oreos, we got hamburgers, we got hot dogs, we've got popcorn, candy apples, you name it, we have it here at the Big Glen Burnie Carnival. And also some of the games that we have are, bingo obviously is a big draw here at the carnival. We've got pop 'em in, we've got milk cans, we've got games of chance with wheels, plaque stand, all sorts of games, water games, anything that anyone could think of is here. Plenty of kiddie games for the small children to enjoy.
Great, thank you, Ed. And I know there's a big team of people that come out and help out the carnival. And for folks out there who still want to get involved in the carnival, how can they get involved in helping out volunteer with the carnival?
Absolutely. They can call the Glen Burnie Improvement Association at 410-766-6760. They can also go to our website at the Glen Burnie Improvement Association, and also on Facebook. And every year we have over 1,000 volunteers that are out here working and making these things possible. Obviously, we couldn't do it without the volunteers, so they're so important. And they don't even come from the Glen Burnie area; they come from all over the county to help here. It's just a great event, and a lot of volunteers, a lot of help, and wonderful for the community.
Great. And again, Ed, thank you so much for all that you do at the Big Glen Burnie Carnival and also in the Maryland State Senate. Really appreciate it. And just thank you also to everyone else for coming on the show. And you heard it, folks. The Big Glen Burnie Carnival is coming up, so come on out. You have a great time. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Mark. The Glen Burnie Carnival was always a big treat, and we'll see you there, folks.
Well, there's more Week in Review to come. Take a look at the community calendar for what's happening around the county. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
County Executive John Leopold wants to remind all residents that an animal should never be left unattended in a vehicle during the hot summer months. Even on a mild day with the windows cracked, the temperature inside will rise quickly, causing imminent harm or death to pets. If an animal control officer sees an animal left unattended in a vehicle, a criminal citation will be written, and the owner of the vehicle must appear in court and face a potential fine of $500 and 30 days in jail. Don't put your animal in harm's way, even on a mild day. Don't leave any pets unattended in vehicles.
Welcome back. We have a very special guest in the studio this week. His name is Erik Kaufman, and he's a 5th grader. Well, really, he'll be a 6th grader in the fall at St. Jane Francis School. Garrett won an essay contest for his take on why we should recycle. So welcome to the show, Garrett.
Good to have you here, buddy.
Yeah. So tell us why you chose to enter this essay contest about recycling.
Because recycling's good for the environment.
It absolutely is good for the environment. Glad you pointed that out. And as we were talking a little bit before we brought you up here, I understand you're a Boy Scout.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that. What troop do you belong to? What are some projects?
414. And recently, to help the environment, we dug holes and put wooden poles in them in the community. And we put PVC piping on it, so instead of throwing scrap fishing line in the water, the fishermen can put it in the pipe.
Oh, and so that's so we're putting these around like piers and spots where people would fish, so that we can help protect our fish out there and our sea life.
Yep.
That's pretty good. Well, in talking about recycling, I know it's something that you feel very strongly about. I know you want to save the planet. We even talked maybe you want to go into engineering later in life, maybe environmental engineering. But what are some things that you think people can do to help recycle more and to help save our planet, Garrett?
They could recycle daily, get a recycle bin if they don't have it, and try to at least recycle half of their trash.
That's a good goal.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize how easy recycling is. They can get a bin free from the county, right? And we already have this 50-50 goal of recycling at least half of your trash. And I know when I was younger, we had to separate everything out, but now we can just put it all in one bin.
Garrett, do you think the students in your class, do you think that they feel as strongly and as passionately about recycling as you do?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, why don't you read us your essay? This was a award-winning essay, folks, that Garrett wrote to our Anne Arundel County Department of Public Works Waste Management, and we'll let Garrett go ahead and read his essay for us.
Recycling in Anne Arundel County. Recycling in Anne Arundel County has numerous benefits. Reusing products helps us save our natural resources. Recycling paper, cardboard, water, plastic, rubber, glass, metals, and clothing can preserve our trees, minerals, and the Chesapeake Bay for future generations. Participating in recycling makes us more aware of the environment and our place in it. It helps us teach each generation the importance of respecting and appreciating the beauty of waterfalls, forests, oceans, and nature. Recycling in Anne Arundel County has other benefits too. Recycling has led to the development of jobs in the collection of recycled objects at the curb and at recycling centers. Recycling also has led to the decline of trash having to be processed at landfills, which in turn leads to less contamination of the environment. Perhaps the greatest benefit of recycling in Anne Arundel County is just plain action. Recycling is all around us with bins, collection sites, and pickup. Everyone, young and old, has to make a decision to recycle or not. They have to make a conscious effort to participate in the world we live in or not. Recycling is about accountability. Here in Anne Arundel County, we are recycling for the future.
Very good. Good job. I can see why that was a winning essay.
Have you ever considered a career in writing or being a news reporter?
Nope.
No? You got plenty of time.
That's
You're only
right.
going into
Yeah,
6th grade.
That's right. You have middle school and high school and college ahead of you.
I mean, Karla didn't know that she wanted to be a news person until 6
Christmas
months ago
time.
when she came up and grabbed her and said, "You're coming on the show." Garrett, I can't let you leave here without asking, what are your big plans? It's summertime, school's out. I'm sure you're real happy playing with your brother Braden over there. What are the big plans for the summer?
I'm going to Boy Scout summer camp this Saturday.
Oh,
for a whole week, and we're not coming back till Sunday.
Oh, those are always fun.
That's
Where is
fun.
Boy Scout summer camp?
Brown Sea. Well, I'm doing Brown Sea. It's in the Poconos.
Oh, it's in the, so you'll be in the mountains. Nice and cool in July in the mountains. That'll be a lot of fun. So what are you most looking forward to there at Boy Scout summer camp?
Swimming.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yep.
Sleeping in tents.
And working on your merit badges while you're up there? Or?
Actually, not this year. We can fulfill requirements for going there, but not this time. That's not till next year for newcomers. I just bridged over.
Good for you. And do they have a recycling merit badge or any merit badge that would mirror?
I don't know.
No? Well, they should. Well, you.
I think they probably do.
Yeah.
I bet that essay would count toward
I think it would.
the requirements for that badge.
I think you're right. Well, Garrett, thanks for joining us on the show, my friend. Thanks for representing St. Jane Francis and writing that wonderful essay. And we look forward to bigger things from you in the future, my friend.
Okay.
So thanks for coming on the show. All right, folks, well, you heard it. If Garrett can recycle, anybody can recycle. This guy's a 5th grader. He's very passionate about the environment. He believes, as Karla and I do, that recycling's easy, and just do it. It's very easy to do. So we're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, there'll be more Recycled Week in Review.
Hey, Couch, let's go to the farm. You could use the fresh air and exercise.
Must play game. What happened?
Let's go to the farm. Let's go. Let's go.
What can we do at a farm?
I'll show you.
Wow, I didn't know I could have this much fun without pushing buttons. I'm finally getting feeling back in my thumb. Bonus.
It's cool.
It's sweet. Fresh from the farm.
Let's eat. Let's go to a farm.
Welcome back. On July 7, 2011, at approximately 3:30 a.m., officers from the Eastern District responded to the 7-Eleven convenience store located in the 400 block of Old Mill Road in Millersville for a report of an armed robbery. Joining us now is Public Information Officer Justin Mulcahy with further details on this investigation. Justin.
Thanks, Erik. When officers arrived, they spoke with the store clerk who indicated that he was approached by the suspect who displayed a knife and demanded money as well as a pack of cigarettes. The victim complied with the demands and the suspect fled on foot to the rear of the store in the direction of Kenora Drive. Several officers, along with a canine unit, searched the area but were unable to locate that suspect, who's being described as a black male with a medium build, last seen wearing a black short-sleeve shirt, black shorts, black shoes, also wearing a black bandana, black sunglasses, and a black knit cap, also reportedly carrying a black book bag and wearing white gloves. We're going to move on now to our second incident. That one took place on July 5th, about 10:35 in the evening. That's when officers from the Eastern District responded to the area of Pine Haven Drive in Pasadena for a report of a citizen robbery. When officers arrived, they spoke with the victims. It was a 14-year-old male, actually 2 of them, and a 13-year-old male, making 3 victims. They reported that they were walking in the community of Queens Park and Duval Highway when they were approached by several subjects on bicycles. The suspects demanded that the victims empty their pockets. One of the suspects actually displayed a knife during that incident. The victims complied with the demands of the suspects, turned over their cell phones, money, and other personal items to the suspects. The victims then fled the area on foot. Now, several officers saturated the area and ultimately apprehended 6 juvenile suspects a short time later. All were positively identified by the victims. They were arrested and charged with armed robbery, and theft under $1,000. 2 of them were charged as adults. The first being Deshaun Sumler, age 17, of 8226 Meadowwick Court in Pasadena. The second suspect charged as an adult was Garrett Thompson, age 17, of 320 Cool Breeze Court in Pasadena. The other suspects were as follows: a 16-year-old male from Baltimore, a 15-year-old male from Pasadena, also 2 15-year-old males from Glen Burnie. Now, folks, as always, if you have any information on any of the crimes or suspects mentioned on the show, don't hesitate to call, email, or text your tip to Metro Crime Stoppers Hotline. It's available 24 hours a day, toll-free. That number is 1-866-7-LOCK-UP. You can also text message MCS plus your message to crimes. That's 274-637. Your third option, visit the website at www.metrocrimestoppers.net. Remember, phone calls are not recorded and callers remain anonymous. You might be eligible for a cash reward of up to $2,000. Back to you, Eric.
Thanks, Justin.
This week, we learned the sad news of the passing of David Boschert, a fixture in the county political scene for more than 2 decades. Boschert was a state delegate, a county councilman, a candidate for county executive, and a member of the Board of Appeals. A former Marine, Boschert will perhaps best be remembered for his work with veterans. Most recently, he has been a leader in the effort to convert Crownsville Hospital into a veterans home. He was 63 years old, and he will be missed.
In our Recreation and Park Spotlight, Carolyn Ryan is at the Freedom Field at Lake Waterford Park with information about our new adaptive sports camp. Carolyn.
Thanks, Eric. We're here at Freedom Field at Lake Waterford Park with Wendy Scarborough, who's Recreation Supervisor of our adaptive programs. Wendy, this summer you've added a new program to your adaptive lineup for the summer programs. Tell us about that.
Thank you, Carolyn. We're very excited this summer. We are starting a new adaptive program here at Lake Waterford Park for our youth who would like to just come out and do some non-competitive fun in the late afternoon in the month of July. It's going to have a lot of sports and some other activities. We are very excited because it's going to run from July the 5th through July the 29th for 2-week sessions. We also have some good news that we do have some limited scholarship available for those parents who would like to contact me for more information. They can call me at the main office of 410-222-7313. What I'd like to do right now, Carolyn, is I'd actually like to turn over the mic to my 2 directors of the program and let them just give you a brief introduction as to what we're going to be doing at the park. Here we have Philip and Rochelle, and I'm going to turn the mic over to them. They can tell you a little bit more about what we're going to be doing this summer.
Okay, my name is Phil Castillo. I am the director of the Adaptive Sports Camp this summer. Mrs. Scarborough said it exactly right. This is a non-competitive camp. What we are looking to do is expose your children to as many sports as possible, sports they may never have had the opportunity to participate in. We encourage you to come out next week and check us out, and if you'd like to sign up, we can give you some more information.
So there's fun for everyone here at Freedom Field. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Carolyn. Freedom Field is really unique in the state of Maryland, and it's something that we can all be proud of. And Karla, this is one of the best adaptive fields, and one of the only ones that I really know about on the entire East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of individuals from all around the region are really coming to this field, and it's getting a lot of good use out there. Tell you something else getting good use. My swimming pool.
Yes.
Since like the middle of June, towards the end of June, my kids got this streak going where they want to get in the pool every day. And they've done it. I mean, up until today, let's say July 8th, they've been in the pool every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like me as a kid.
I can't believe it. Every time my wife gets home from work, the first thing they want to do is, Mommy, we want to go swimming.
Oh, yeah.
They're in the pool.
Can you at least get their swimsuits on them? Or do they just jump in?
Well, they would if they could, but they got to stop and wait and get their swimsuits on. But it's really been, a phenomenally warm summer so far.
Yes, but not as bad as last year, thankfully.
Right. Temperatures in the 90s, hasn't been too bad. But.
So I think the big question is, when is the Robey pool party? I think all our viewers and listeners want to know.
Well, for those 9 of you out there watching this program, no, I'm just kidding. Whenever, everybody's always welcome at the house. Everybody's always welcome at the pool. The pool is clean. I've got the pool really, really clean now. It always gets like little acorns and stuff from the trees fall in it, so every day I'm out there skimming.
Yeah.
But it's clean. It's good. But next week we'll talk about that.
All right.
That wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode online anytime at www.aacounty.org. Archive episodes are available at blip.tv and YouTube. You can also subscribe to the free video podcast at iTunes. Please tune in again next week for more highlights and news, and maybe even a pool party from around your county. We'll see you next time.